just like a broken record, same old songs of accusation play. Like who are you to speak the truth? Just look at all your failures and mistakes. And if they really knew you, there's no way they could love you anyway. Oh, but I will fight the lies with the truth.
Hello, and welcome to the Sin Help Podcast, a podcast and a lifeline for moms who are stuck in the trenches of mommyhood, bringing them encouragement through Jesus, laughter, and sisterhood. Sisterhood. Welcome back, you guys. We are back after quarantine and spring break. So many things.
Spring break.
And quarantine to spring break, exactly. We have so many things that we will talk about later at a different time because we haven't processed it yet. But Christy's kids are back in school.
Yes.
My kid's been back in school for
goodness.
a day. Josh turned 8 over the break, over us not being on the air. And oh my goodness, I can't believe that I have an 8-year-old. Oh, just makes me so
know.
sad and happy and sad and happy and sad. It's like time just keeps marching on,
It
even
does.
though I feel like I'm waiting for something.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for so many things right now. But I got to be honest, you guys, I have not been in a great place since the last time we talked. And I was thinking about it yesterday, and the Lord was just telling me that, I'm in the waiting room, obviously. We all know this. We all, it's not something that is a new thought for any of us because that term, and the idea of us being in the waiting room
Right.
until God takes us into the promised land or whatever. That's a pretty normal thing for people to say, but I feel like sometimes it's really cliche and it doesn't
Yeah.
help at all
No,
when
it
somebody
doesn't
tells you that
help.
you're in the waiting or you're just in the waiting room.
Right.
It's like, yeah, well, I've been here for years.
Yeah.
Like, when is my name going to be called?
Right.
And the Lord talked to me about that. Going to be real honest. And I was just thinking about sitting in an actual waiting room, whether it's at the hospital or your doctor's office, because those are the ones that take the longest.
Yes.
And it feels like sometimes you're sitting there and everyone has been called and then the waiting room is filled up again and you're still sitting there. And it's just like, why? Why am I still here? My appointment was at 4. It's 5 o'clock now.
Right?
Did they forget me? Then you go up and you check at the door at the window and you're like, I don't want to be that person, but did you get my name down?
Right.
Have you given my information to the nurse yet? I can't remember the last time I actually sat in a waiting room because now you have to wait in
know.
your car,
I know.
which is even more crazy because you can't even see the people.
right. You don't even oh, that car was here when I got here.
Yeah, you
That's
can't.
a new car.
Exactly. You have no idea what's going on inside the office.
Right.
You're just sitting in your car going, did they get my name down?
I did call.
Did-
right?
Do they know? Did they know I'm still here? And during those times, like you could bring something to work on, or like most everyone, you just sit and you scroll on your phone or you read the magazines that have been there for 4 years. And you get exhausted. Like every time I sit in a waiting room, I don't know what it is. It just takes all of the life out of me. It just sucks me dry and I'm just sitting there and I want to fall asleep, but I can't. So you're just sitting in an uncomfortable chair around people that you don't know.
I know.
It is
And
an
then-
awkward silence. You're awkwardly sitting next to them and you're falling asleep and you're like, they're going to see me nodding off. I'm going to fall asleep. They're going to call my name and it's going to be so embarrassing. Or just thinking about like in an airport waiting and your plane gets delayed and delayed
sitting
and
there
delayed
and
and you're just
sitting
sitting there and you're trying not to fall asleep because you know somebody's going to steal your stuff first of all, or they're going to like do something to you.
And then
Or
when
you're
it's
gonna
finally,
be-
like time to board and everyone is like rushing to
Yes.
be first in line to board and you're like, we have assigned seats.
Exactly. Unless you're on Southwest.
Wow.
But which is a whole nother thing. That is so stress inducing. Like
It is.
you're like, oh my gosh, we have to be there. We have to be there right now.
Yeah.
It is just crazy. The waiting process in anything
Mm-hmm.
really sucks unless you're at Disney World, because then they make the line fun. You're doing something.
Yeah.
I mean,
To a
you're still
certain extent.
standing there, yeah,
Right.
but at least you have something to look at.
Yes. You got something fun to watch.
I don't know. I think the longest line I ever sat in was not at Disney, but it was at Macy's to see Santa.
Oh,
Right.
you're right. Those are long lines.
Dude, it was 2.5 hours, and they don't go through the store. They go through the back hallways.
Oh,
So you're standing in a blank hallway that you would normally never see.
right.
After pushing through a really crowded Macy's. It was in New York. It was crazy. I was an adult. I was with my parents. And we're just standing in line and standing in line and standing in line because we wanted to go see Santa. Now, it is an incredible experience because they take you into a room and there's no other people except you and Santa and the elf.
Oh,
And it's duplicated throughout this big room, but it's dark and you kind of go into like a little cabin that is Santa's house.
oh, that's fun.
It's really special.
It's like when you go see Mickey now,
Yeah.
or a character at Disney. Like,
Exactly.
they're not just out walking around,
Right.
and then you suddenly form a line. Like,
Right.
they're
It's
in a
not
room
like
now.
a mall Santa experience where Santa is there and you can
Yeah.
see everybody in the world can see you.
Right.
It's not like that at all. So it's an intimate experience with Santa. And you get to talk for a few minutes. It's not like take your picture and go.
Right.
You know, he asks you a lot of questions and it's like you know him because it's Santa.
It's Santa.
Yeah. But I think right now, because this is just, I'm just recalling this memory. I did not think of this until this very second. You know, we get to choose what we do in line.
Oh, that's true.
We get to choose what we do in the waiting room. And you don't have to waste it.
Right.
When we were standing in line for Santa, everyone was grumbly because we're in New York
Right.
at Christmas time at Macy's, and people are not happy to be in a 2.5 hour line to see Santa.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing fun to look at. It's not like you can shop and then go back and get back in line.
And then there's this random group from Texas
I know.
that's going to decide to entertain the rest of the line.
Amen. That's exactly what happened. My mom and I started singing Christmas carols, and we had the entire line like singing with us.
Yeah.
And everybody's mood shifted, and we were focused on like the task at hand. It's Christmas time. We're going to have cheer. We're going to be happy.
Right.
We're going to be merry. And it was awesome. It really was. And it went fast. And everyone, we got to bring happiness to everybody. It was great. Before that, before we started singing, we were not in a good place
Right.
at all. But we started singing Christmas carols, especially Silent Night. And the entire corridor was singing it with us. And it was so beautiful. You know, it really
Yeah.
was. And I've just been thinking about waiting rooms because I've been in one. I mean, you guys all know that we're waiting on a house. Like, we've got everything in place. We're ready. We've got the stuff. We got cash in the bank. We've got a loan pre-approved, and there's nothing. There is not even, there's one trailer right now in Weatherford, Aledo, Hudson Oaks, Peaster, the whole area. One trailer in our price range. And it's not even like there's stuff right outside of our price range. There isn't even anything in that price
Right.
range. It's not until you get to $300,000 that there's anything. And honestly, there's not much until you hit 400,000 right now in this area because of the market that we're in. And we can't have the home study until we move, because if we have one here and then we move, we're going to have another one.
Right.
And we can't even get a grant or apply for grants for adoption until we move. And adoption can't go forward until we move. And I'm just in this place of waiting and waiting and waiting, and nothing is happening. And yesterday I got to this I was like, what is wrong with me, Lord? Like, I don't even want to get in the shower because of how long it's going to take me to dry my hair and dry off and put clothes on, because I was just so tired. And I know I Marco Polo'd you and I was like, what is this, like late onset pandemic fatigue? And then God was like, no, it's waiting room fatigue. And I was like, you're right. I am tired and weary from hoping for something and waiting for something that doesn't seem like it's ever going to come. And in the shower, instead of voicing all of the things, because I knew, like, I had some real dark stuff going in my head and just some real disbelief happening and bubbling up, and just doubt, just a lot of doubt. And just frustrated with God, honestly. Like, I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated with where we are. I'm frustrated with God, and I don't even want to think about it. So I've just been watching reruns of old 90s shows that have been eye-opening to what we grew up on.
Right.
But I'll turn worship music on in the morning, but I haven't really worshiped unless I was in our Wednesday night gatherings. We have beautiful worship and it's wonderful, but I haven't sought it out on my own because I just don't even want to think, because if I think, then I get sad. And I was in the shower, and that's usually when God speaks to me, because I guess it's because my brain turns off and I start listening.
Yeah.
And I knew if I got in the shower, I was going to have to confront it, because God was going to talk to me. And I wasn't ready for it. And I think that's a part of the reason why I didn't want to take a shower, even though I desperately needed one. I was just like, I'm going to have to see people, so I have to wash my hair. And I was standing there just going, okay, I'm not even going to give, because usually I'll go through the litany of things. I'll say it out loud to the Lord, even though he already knows my heart. He knows my thoughts and he knows my heart. And by putting them out into the universe, like by me speaking them out, I'm giving power to that pain and power to that doubt by voicing it. And then I'm giving the enemy extra ammunition, because he can't hear your thoughts and he doesn't see your heart.
Right.
He only sees what you put out there, and he only hears what you say or what you write, you know? And so I was like, okay, Lord, I am not, you know my mind. I'm not going to even say these things out loud. And so what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to start thanking you, because for me, worship starts with having to have gratefulness and thankfulness, even of the hard stuff. And I just started going through everything that I was thankful for. And I was just saying it out loud, not getting a whole lot of washing done, just standing there under the water. I'm thankful for this apartment. I'm thankful for your protection in why we haven't moved on a house yet. I'm thankful for the homeowners that are going to accept our offer. I'm thankful for the people that say that we're crazy and that we're going to have a whole lot more money because we're going to have to be able to do crazy things in order to get a house. I'm thankful for those people, because this is setting you up for being able to really come through and show them that you're real, because you're going to do it just like you said you're going to do it.
Right.
I'm thankful for the birth mom. I'm thankful for the birth dad. I'm thankful for the decision that she's going to make to give up her baby. And I'm thankful for that baby. I'm thankful for this one hurt. I'm thankful for our infertility struggles, because if we didn't have them, then we'd have a baby of our own. And we would never meet the baby that he has for us through adoption. Thankful for the pain. Like, I had to say it all. Every little thing. And it felt like a release, but God just, he met me right there and just held me. He didn't really say anything, but I said it out loud. And I knew that that was taking a step forward, even in the waiting.
Right.
And even in the pain. And in the place of frustration, because I really, truly am thankful for those things. And I know because I know what he said, and I know the word that he's given us, and I know that he's going to do what he's going to do. But I also know it's going to be in his timing. And as much as I kick and scream and I'm sick of waiting,
Mm-hmm.
I have to be thankful for the process, even though I don't like it.
Right.
I know that in the end, when we get to where God's taking us, it will all be worth it.
Yeah.
It's not been fun.
No, waiting. I mean,
Mm-mm.
waiting is what you make it. And most of the time, we make it not fun
True. Very true.
because we're waiting.
Exactly.
And we're very aware that we're waiting.
Yes. Like, you just had a whole time frame. Like, why
I did.
don't you tell us a little bit of that?
Oh. No. So, I mean, from the moment that my husband called me and said, hey, I just made an appointment to go get tested. I'll let you know.
I know. I got that text message that
This is going to be great.
I feared for Dusty's life at that moment. Not because of the COVID.
No. But I suddenly started having like almost a panic attack of this is going to be the next 3 months of our life. There are 5 of us. It's not going to happen at the same time. It's not going to happen at the same time. So everyone's going to have their own 2-week period.
And we're not ever going back to
And we're
school.
never going to go back to school. School's going to be over with before we're all done with this. And yeah. So the first week, I was trying really, I think I overcompensated. We went outside every day. Like
you definitely overcompensated. I can tell you,
we
yes.
did. We did crafts. We played outside. I wore them out.
You were killing yourself. You also wore yourself out.
I did. So the second week was we still played outside every day, but some of the other things that we were doing,
All the activities.
all the other activities were like, nope. I actually injured my wrists
Yes.
pushing my children on the swing.
I know.
I actually set a workout, an open-ended workout on my watch. And I burned like 130 calories pushing my child on the swing.
He likes to swing.
He does. He does. And then the last week, we watched a lot of TV. We watched a lot of TV the last week. Waiting to see what's going to happen with him. He's got asthma. So is this going to be one of those cases that he ends up in the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to get it? waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting to see, does anyone have any symptoms today? How's everyone feeling today? Does anyone have a temperature? Wait, no, that doesn't matter. 3 weeks. We're back at school today.
Hallelujah. You are on the other side.
Yeah.
You have made it to your promised land.
Yeah. Nobody else in the house ever showed any symptoms at all whatsoever, which really is crazy because, I mean, when he started showing symptoms and we just thought it was allergies because there was a weather change that weekend. And then it was, 4 days later that he was informed that he had been directly exposed, like on a business trip that lasted all day. So like on a private jet plane flying somewhere in meetings all day. And then on the plane back had like for a long period of time been exposed. And okay. So it might not just be allergies.
Yup.
So, I mean, we had 4 days of not having a clue and no one else had any symptoms or got sick at all whatsoever. So praise the Lord for that. But it was a long 3 weeks.
It really was.
It was a long 3 weeks.
You did give yourself an actual bath, though, during that. I was very impressed with the bath bomb and everything.
I know.
You took care of yourself one night.
I got like a gift set at Christmas that had like the salts and the bubble bath and the bath bomb and all of the stuff in it. And I threw it all in there.
Yep.
I put all of the things. I was like, I don't know what the difference is going to between the bath salts and the bath bomb, but let's put them both in there. Let's add some bubbles.
She got herself a lamp for
I
ambiance.
did. I was like, Amanda, this is great, but the lighting is not relaxing, and I don't know what to do about it.
I was like, get a lamp, plug it in. It'll change your life. And it does.
It does. It was crazy. But yeah, I had worn the kids out and they were all like sleeping hard. I was like, it's 9:00.
What shall I do with myself? Oh man. But it's just amazing though that it's today and today is the day that we're recording. And I was just like, it's amazing.
It is amazing.
So what's funny is today I listened to a sermon that was about waiting because I was like, I'm going to pursue God this morning instead of taking a nap before Christy comes over, which is what I wanted to do. And it was Hope City. The Blessing in the Wait was the title, and I highly recommend going and listening to it, although I'm going to hit a lot of the points. So, I mean, he probably does it better. He does it better. He was talking about how the waiting, the pause, was never meant to be passive. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense why I've been miserable. That we need to welcome the wait. And of course, we've talked about in the beginning of coronavirus, we were talking about Habakkuk.
Yeah.
And so Habakkuk 1-4, 1-4. I highlighted verse 3 because I feel like that is where we are right now. But I'm going to read the whole thing. I will climb up to my watchtower and stand at my guard post. There I will wait to see what the Lord says and how he will answer my complaint. Then the Lord said to me, write my answer plainly on tablets so that the runners can carry the correct message to the others. So I thought that was cool, but that's not where I highlighted. This is the highlighted part. This vision is for a future time. So it's not for right now. It describes the end and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. Look at the proud. They trust in themselves and their lives are crooked. But the righteous will live by their faithfulness to God. So the vision is for a future time. It describes the end and it will be fulfilled. If it seems, this is the part, if it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. So then I jumped down to Isaiah 40:31. And I searched through the different translations, and I really feel like this one is the one, because I had not thought about waiting, because my NIV is trust in the Lord. And the Amplified version says, wait for the Lord. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, I see what you did there. So it says, but those who wait for the Lord, who expect, look for, and hope in him, so good, shall change and renew their strength and power. They shall lift their wings and mount up close to God, as eagles mount up to the sun. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not be faint or become tired. So wait, but those who wait on the Lord. So they're in the waiting, and they're not becoming weary.
Right.
They're becoming strengthened in the waiting. So it is not a passive wait. They're choosing to do things in the waiting. Like you could walk, but if you're sitting in a waiting room, like, whatever. Choosing to look at good things instead of scrolling through Facebook or watching something with their headphones on, or, which would be me. Not watching Hulu, maybe watching a sermon or listening to a podcast or listening to worship music and choosing to worship in that time, or studying or just reading your Bible. Like there are a lot of things that you can do in that waiting room that aren't throwing away time. Reading a magazine is going to be throwing away time,
Yeah.
But our positioning is really important. If you're not positioned in the waiting room where you can hear the person at the door, first of all, you're not going to hear your name called. Second, we need to position ourselves to where we can see God's face. Because our focus becomes clearer when we're looking at him. And if we're not positioned to hear from him, then we're not going to hear from him.
Right.
And so you go places in your waiting that he speaks, whether it's actually, being at church or choosing to watch something that, will take you to the presence of the Lord, or reading your own Bible, because hello, he's written to us.
He has.
He has written to us. And if you need to hear his voice, the easiest place to find it is in the Bible.
Yeah.
We need to not walk alone in the wait. So he used the great example that we've all used many times before, that lions don't attack a group of animals. They wait for one to be on their own, and then they pounce. If you surround yourself with people that love the Lord, first of all, God always also speaks to them. So a word could come through them, encouragement comes through them, and you're more powerful when you're in a group. If you can't be in a group physically, then get in a group, get some Marco Polo friends.
It's true.
Seriously.
It's true.
You need friends. You need people in your life. Find a small group. Join an online community that is a small group. Find people that are also walking with the Lord, because they will help encourage you. They will help correct you, bring correction. I mean, so many times. I mean, if one of us, if it goes a couple days without us Marco Poloing, something's up. Somebody is hiding from Jesus. Someone doesn't want to talk. And it's an accountability source. For me, I come to you guys for encouragement, but I also know that if I say all the things that are upsetting me and complaining, that you'll let me complain for a second because you can't interrupt me on our Marco Polo because we don't have the money for Plus. But that's the beauty of Marco Polo is you can put it all out there and nobody interrupts you, and then you're about to get some correction real fast.
True.
You and Tasha both bring correction pretty quickly. We let ourselves, we're like, okay, I'm going to give you space for doubt for a moment.
Right.
But now we're going to kick it in the face.
Mm-hmm.
As a group. You're not doing it alone. And it's important, you guys. It is important. I love that you're listening to our podcast. But if you're not reaching out to other people, you're not getting what you need. You need people, period.
We do. We need people. We need community around us that's doing life with us.
Right. But they need to be going in the same direction.
Right.
You need to be going towards
You know,
Jesus.
we used the example earlier, waiting at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And when you were reading Habakkuk, what came into my mind, which this is not me, so I don't know why I'm about to use this example.
Hey, that's always fun.
I know.
Let's go speak to
It's an
somebody.
example that I really know nothing about, but I'm going to use it anyway. When you went to YWAM.
Oh, boy. I can't wait to hear this.
I know, right? Because y'all believe me when I say I don't do missions. That is not in my DNA. I know that because I'm a Christian, I am called to reach out to the world. But God has not called me to missions in any way. Like, I feel no guilt when it comes up. I feel no
don't need
I
to.
don't feel that tug of, hey, Christy, you should do missions. Like, I just
But you give and you
I
serve
don't.
locally
Yes.
to people that are in need.
Yes.
If
and
a
different
need
people are
comes
called
up-
to different things.
Yeah, if a need comes up, you're there.
Right.
Yes.
So my point in saying that is that I know nothing about YWAM
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not the one that did it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you signed up for it, you had an end goal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go on a mission trip. But you had training
Mm-hmm.
that you did,
Yep.
that you went through extensive training with a group of people. When you were at the airport waiting, I don't think you were like, man, someone's going to steal my bag if I doze off, or I don't have anyone to talk to, or I'm really nervous. I got to pay attention for this flight. I've got to pay attention for that. Like, you were with a group of people.
Yeah, we
and
took turns.
Y'all were focused.
Yes.
But y'all were focused on your mission.
Mm-hmm.
You were focused on the end goal. You
Yeah.
probably sat at the airport reading the Bible or singing or talking about, I can't wait to get to wherever we're going and work with the people. And I'm so excited about this. Or, ooh, what if we did this?
Planning.
Or- yeah.
A lot of planning. Yeah.
Planning, like at the airport.
Yes.
After you've gone through training,
Yeah.
you've got the program laid out. You know what you're supposed to do. You've got your plan for what you're going to do, but it's not like that ever stopped. Like, you're with your group of people
Yeah.
and you're still getting in the word together and worshiping together and planning together and looking forward to
Yeah.
where you're going, rather than just sitting at the airport not talking to each other. Ho-hum.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, when we had a layover, when I was going to South Africa, we had a layover in London and we had 8 hours. So some of the people had already explored London before. So they watched our bags while the rest of us went out on a mini adventure.
Yeah.
But we planned it out together. We plotted it out together, and people were still watching our back at home. So they had us, and we knew where we're going back, and they were able
Right.
to watch our stuff.
yeah.
So yes, I mean, even in the waiting, going on these little mini adventures,
Yeah.
we still had a team. We were a team, and we were doing something, and we had an end goal.
Right.
And I don't know why that one was what popped into my head, but sometimes while you're waiting,
You
other
have a
stuff
mini
pops
adventure.
up. Yeah, exactly.
You have a bunch of mini adventures.
It's very true.
But I mean, I think my point in saying that is that, yeah, we might be waiting for something. We might feel like we're stuck in the waiting room, but we know what we're waiting for.
Yes.
You know what you're waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no reason why you can't have your community around you and still have those moments and still have the planning and the expectation and the excitement of what you're waiting for,
Yeah.
rather than getting stuck in the, well, we're not there yet, we're still waiting to get on the plane.
Yeah. No, does an
You can
8-hour,
still have your little mini adventures. You've got your group around you to keep you supported, to keep you encouraged, to
Yes.
keep you going, and to keep you pointed towards
Yeah.
what you're waiting for.
And the fact that
Community is super important.
oh, it's
y'all.
so important. I'm going to read Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. 2 people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help, but someone who falls alone is in real trouble.
It's true.
It's very true.
If you're walking in an unknown place and you step on the board that breaks and you fall into the well that's been covered up for 200 years and no one knew was there,
And nobody knew you were out there by yourself.
and you're by yourself,
Yeah.
you're going to be stuck in the bottom of the well.
Nobody's looking for you because they didn't know you wandered off.
And your cell phone probably busted on the way down.
Yeah. You're cold and wet now
Yeah.
by yourself.
Yep.
It's going to take a while before somebody notices that you're missing.
Yep.
But if you were going in twos,
Then you'd both fall down and you could help each other out.
out. At least you'll have someone to talk to.
You've got someone waiting for you watching your stuff
Yeah,
that knows that you went on an adventure
exactly.
and they can come looking for you.
And that wasn't about Jesus at all. I mean, yeah, we were able to talk to people about Jesus on the
Right.
way, but it's boring. It is a long wait.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't spend the whole time, I would love to be able to spend the whole time worshiping or whatever. I was thinking about all the people that had handheld gaming systems. I don't even know which one was it at that point because I
Oh,
was
I don't
never
know.
a gamer. But the thing is even if they were distracting themselves in that moment, they still, if you were like, hey, will you watch my stuff or you want to come and go do this with me, you had somebody to have your back. You
Right.
weren't by yourself. And had they been doing something they shouldn't have been doing, they would have been held accountable quickly
Right.
because people were around them and they were
Right.
all had the same goal in mind. Now, each one of us had a different job on the mission trip,
Mm-hmm.
but because we were all together, we're still going towards the same place.
Right.
Yeah.
The other thing that came into my mind, because there's a picture right there, was Centipede.
Yes.
Our senior trip to Disney World. And there are 3 families, and how many, were there 10 of us?
I don't know, 10
don't
or
know.
10 or 12. I don't know. It was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14 of
Yeah.
us. But we were...
We were the most obnoxious people at Disney World.
We were the Texans in the line.
Yes.
That it was our goal in life to entertain everyone else in the line.
Exactly. You had my mother and me.
Yeah.
And Lacey.
And Lacey. And Centipede was like our word.
Yeah.
If we wandered away from each other,
Yes.
someone would yell Centipede,
Yeah.
and we would
The
all go
human
towards
centipede. And we would walk in a
we
line.
would walk in a line.
Because we were weird.
We were seniors
We were.
at Disney World. So
No, we had just graduated, so we were freshmen
Yes.
in college.
right, yes, that's more accurate. Yeah, but your people to
Find your
call
human
you out,
centipede.
find your centipede. We didn't have gaming systems waiting in line.
No, we
at
did
Disney
not.
World. We entertained each other. We glued ourselves together. No.
We did
But
basically.
We did. We used that time and we grew in relationship with one
Yeah.
another. We bonded
We
in
laughed.
a different way. We laughed. We made memories.
We checked out boys.
We did.
We made friends with lifeguards.
Yeah. And other random people that worked at Disney World.
All the cast members.
But we were a strong,
We were.
unit,
Yeah.
I guess.
Anywhere we
And-
went, we were looking out for each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's just, it doesn't matter where you are or what you're waiting for.
Mhm.
When you have that group,
Yeah.
you can make that waiting period,
So fun.
you can make it fun. You can make the waiting period one of the greatest moments of your life.
Oh my gosh, yes. That's where that's where your life is.
Your
The
life
promised
is
land,
in the waiting.
Yeah, it's in the waiting. We're always waiting for something, you
I
guys.
mean, technically, if we want to get real technical,
We're in the waiting room for
we're
heaven.
in the waiting room for heaven.
Yes.
Our entire life is a waiting room. What are we going to do with it?
Yeah.
So that when we get there,
Mm-hmm.
what is it for us?
Yeah. Do you really just want to accept Christ, then sit around and do nothing, and then get to heaven and be like, hey,
I made it.
I accepted you as my savior, but I didn't grow in relationship with anyone
Right.
or you because I was just biding my time.
Right. Or when you get there, I've been waiting for this. I've been preparing for this. You and me, best friends.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We're going to be best friends forever.
Yes.
I've watched Raya and the Last Dragon continuously on repeat for the last 4 days.
You know, I realized the last time I was in a movie theater, last time Tim and I saw a movie
Frozen.
together. No, it was Rise of Skywalker.
Oh.
That was December 2019.
Yeah.
And then Josh and I saw Doolittle in the theater in January. And that was it. That was the last time that we were in the theater until
Raya.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
It
It's
is
not
a
their
good one.
best, but it's a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
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 That was we're gonna be best friends.
I know.
That's where that came from. Just so you know.
So, point number 3 and the last one that I'm going to wrap up with, but I feel like is one of the most important. I mean, they're all really important, is worshiping in the wait.
Mm-hmm.
And worship comes in song. It comes in the way that you pray and the way that you grow in relationship with the Lord. It's the way that you live your life. And it's, for me, it's gratefulness because it has to start. Like, and when I am in a funk,
Mm-hmm.
I can't just jump into worship.
Nope.
I got to get some
Like-
stuff out first.
Yeah.
I got to knock
You gotta
out the
kinda
rug.
ease into it.
Yeah.
Dust off the cobwebs.
Yeah.
Do some stretching.
And gratefulness is my stretching.
Yeah.
It's my dusting, like just shaking the blanket
Mm-hmm.
in order to get to where I need to be. And then intercession comes in and
Yeah. And by the
Just-
time you're done, it's like you've done an about face. You're a completely different person.
totally different person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've been in the presence of God.
Exactly. So you are different because you can never leave the presence of God unchanged. Anyway, that's it. Basically, that's all
When
I
in
have
doubt-
to say. Worship. When in doubt, worship.
Yep.
When in doubt, open your Bible.
Yep.
When in doubt, phone a friend.
Phone a friend.
Text somebody. Reach out.
Yeah.
Tell them where you are. But let's make sure that we're surrounding ourselves with people that are going to give us the kind of correction that we need and the kind of
Right.
people that will hold you accountable, but will also encourage you
Right.
and that won't put you further in a slump.
Yes.
You need to have the same goal. Find yourself some believers
Mm-hmm.
to surround yourself with.
And I mean, like their waiting room might be waiting for something different than yours.
Yeah.
But they can still have the same goal.
Yeah, your goal is relationship with Christ.
Right.
Your goal is furthering the kingdom.
Right.
That's your goal.
Yeah.
Loving the Lord, period.
Yes. I'm not having a baby,
Right.
but I can still be in your waiting room with you.
You're totally in my waiting room.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you weren't in my waiting room, I'd go and get you and bring you into the waiting room with
Yes.
me. Yeah.
Because I like to sing songs and play games in my waiting room.
You think of fun things in your waiting room. Find yourself a human centipede.
Yep.
That's
A
weird.
tricycle of hope.
Your tricycle of hope. Exactly. Where two or more are gathered.
Absolutely.
Is it two?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 or 3 are gathered in my name. There I am among them. That's Matthew 18:20. I had that one written down too. I'm just so proud of myself for actually having notes. It's been a minute and I did not. Yesterday I was like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. I have no idea.
I know. We always do that.
I know. But God always shows up because he's
He does.
faithful.
Yeah.
And all we need to do is just say, hey, God. And he's
Yeah.
like, I've been waiting for you to
Right?
talk to me.
Yeah. Reach out. I'll be there. Reach out.
All right, you guys. Reach out to us. Tell us what we can pray for you for. Reach out to somebody else. And get somebody you can talk to and wait with.
Yes.
We love you.
We do.
Follow us on all of the social medias at Centel Podcast. Go to our website, thecentelpodcast.com. And we will see you next week.
Next week.
Yes, we will. We love you.
We do.
Bye.
Bye-bye.